Back in South Dakota, Governor Kristi Noem announced today that she has vetoed a bill to update the Uniform Commercial Code, otherwise known as the UCC.
Yeah, let's break this down here. That is a routine bill that would have updated South Dakota's laws and definitions around banking and currency to one day put it in line with other states' definitions to allow, in theory, for more financial harmony. But opponents like the governor don't see the idea as being that simple. State House reporter Austin Goss takes a look now from here.
House Bill 1193 is 113 pages long, and if it became law, it would affect the transactions that you make every day. But the push to get that bill into law stalled on the last step when Governor Kristi Noem vetoed it. In part, the governor said in her veto message that the bill could crowd out certain cryptocurrencies, like Bitcoin, not deemed viable by the federal government. Representative Julie Alk spearheaded the effort to defeat the bill.
As soon as I went to the Senate and was pretty much turned down by any help from the Senate to get this bill, what we call killed in the Senate, I knew that we had to work fast and try and get Governor Noem to look at the possibility of vetoing this bill.
Alk and others' concerns go a step farther. They fear the legislation opens South Dakotans up to draconian currency regulations in the long term.
This information inside of this bill sets the means, allows the state of South Dakota, the bankers of South Dakota, the people in charge of our money in the state of South Dakota to track your money. If they don't want you to have access to your money 5 miles from your home, they can shut your money off.
But South Dakota Banker Association President Carl Adams says that's not true.
But this, again, it wasn't done by dark of night on a stone tablet. This has been a 4-year process. And the legal experts in the crypto world and the Uniform Law Commission have been together in open forums putting this kind of amendments together for us to look at and adopt.
House Bill 1193 would have made South Dakota the first state to pass this new update to the Uniform Commercial Code, or UCC. The UCC is legislation that is intended to be passed by all 50 states, so that standard practices regarding banking and money can be in sync across the country. Legislation updating it is considered relatively routine. South Dakota has made a number of updates to UCC in the last 20 years. A letter given to Noem by lawmakers earlier this week, urging the governor to veto the bill, had enough signatures to uphold the veto, but the bill's proponents are hoping to flip some votes before then.
It is a very important process to have in the background when anybody in their everyday life is engaging in a commercial transaction. You don't realize that you have this whole code behind you that makes sure that your transaction is easy to understand and can be easy for courts to apply if there's a dispute.
Despite her concerns, Alk says she would be open to a different bill updating the UCC next year, but wants a more palms-up process.
It would take effect July of 2024. We basically said to her, what is the rush? Let's read the bill, and then we can reconsider it next year.
Lawmakers will return to Pierre for Veto Day on March 27th. In the Pierre newsroom, Austin Goss, Dakota News Now.